Suicide Squad number 11, written by Adam Glass, art by Carlos Rodriguez. Last issue left off with a Basilisk member dying, even though they took away his means of suicide, and therefore they came to the conclusion that there is a traitor in the Suicide Squad. This issue picks up with Waller interrogating El Diablo, and basically saying, like, El Diablo's like, yeah, no, I looked over him. I took away the cyanide tooth. And she's like, well, you must have missed one. And he's like, no, I didn't. There were plenty of people around. Like, one of our guys killed him. And then Waller starts accusing El Diablo of it, but he's like, no, I use fire. That's kind of my thing, not cyanide teeth. And then Waller, like, goes ham on him and, like, shoves a, like, folding metal chair, like, crushing his windpipe a little bit. And she's just pissed. Like, she's not even asking anything. She's just pissed. So then she takes off the chair, says, all right, get a bomb in his neck, let's go. And then we see that the squad is all up on a plane when they wake up. And they're just on a trip somewhere. And specifically, Waller pops on the screen and says, hey, we've got a location for Basilisk Compound. You're going to go in there and assassinate the leader, Regulus. Whoever does the job will get half their sentence knocked off. So we've also got some new members in here to provide backup. And then immediately one of the new members is like, Basilisk lives forever. And she pokes the bomb in her neck and it explodes. And then the entire plane they're on is just like out of the air. And Waller immediately calls up her boss and just like, hey, you know that deniability thing where villains may die in the process? And he's like, yeah. He's like, they might have died in the process. And he's like, okay, go get some more. To which Waller seems shocked that it's not just done with them. So regardless, we see that a lot of them actually did survive the plane thing. And the plane is falling out of the sky, so they throw on some parachutes and start jumping out. And they land in the ocean, come up on the beach shore. And then we start getting like mild characterization for Iceberg, who's like, oh yes, I was a professor before my accident. To which Deadshot immediately is like, shove it. I mean, we're not here for backstories. Where are we? King Shark knows they're in the Gulf of Mexico because he can taste it in the water. And then they start seeing some natives of wherever they're at in the trees. And Black Spider lays down his weapons to show he's not a threat. And El Diablo tries communicating because they're in the Gulf of Mexico. Maybe they speak Spanish. But then they respond in like ancient Mayan. And it turns out this is an uncontacted Mayan tribe that starts leading them through the forest to this massive Mayan civilization that, again, I feel like should have been known about. But regardless, we see that night they're being fed all this food and everyone's like laughing and playing with the Suicide Squad. And then Deadshot's like, all right, we've been here long enough. We got to go. To which everyone is saying like, no, dude, we're staying. And Deadshot threatens them, says he's going to like shoot them if they don't follow orders or whatever. And they're like, dude, why are you so in a hurry to go? Waller, if she thought we were still alive, she would have started like blowing our heads up like very soon afterwards. She thinks we died in that explosion. She's not coming. To which he's like, did you all forget that there's a traitor in our midst here? Like, I'm going to go follow orders because I don't want to die from Waller or the traitor. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Is anybody with me? And pretty much everyone's like, no, nobody's with you. We do get specifically clarification that Harley is not 100% Harleen. She's kind of like splitting the difference back and forth of sometimes it's Harley, sometimes it's Harleen. Right now it's Harley. But then we see Amanda Waller at her desk. She's drunk, face down on her keyboard, and she gets a call from somebody. Not sure who, but she does end the call with, okay, heading home now, love you too, and then hangs up. So then we see Deadshot is saying like, all right, screw all you think you're safe here, but you're not, and I'm not going to be the one who is going to be caught off guard. And then immediately everybody in the squad starts like fighting each other because he accused, I think, Harley of being the traitor, like offhandedly, and then she blames King Shark blames El Diablo, like they all just go off on each other. But before literally anything can happen, they all start passing out, and Deadshot gets hit from behind with like a metal club. And when they all come to, turns out that the Mayans poisoned all their food and like drugged them, knocked them out. And because Deadshot didn't have any, they just took a baseball bat to his head. And they're all going to be used in traditionally offensive Mayan human sacrifice. And that's where we leave off. I'm okay with the idea that, okay, the squad is like away from the eyes of Waller for a while. I like that concept. I think it's got a lot of potential story-wise. There being a traitor in the mist, also like that. I feel like the Mayan backdrop and having the Mayan sacrifice them feels a bit too, I want to say campy. Like, it's just a bit like, if you want to do this whole thing of, oh, there's a traitor in our midst, but then also how do we trust each other, but also we don't even trust our boss. Like, there's a lot of trust things here. And then they just set it on this backdrop of, oh, those kooky natives. Like, I don't know. It feels a little bit too off of the path they were going on there. I did like the part where Iceberg is like, yeah, you know, I was a professor. And Deadshot, knowing that we were about to get a backstory dump, is like, shove it. I don't want to hear it. Let's deal with this story. Like, it's in character, and also, thank you, because I really don't care that much about it. So yeah, no, it's interesting, the traitor plot still. I do like the idea of Waller's plot, whatever she's got going on, of she's got someone at home that she actually does care about. Characterizing her is always an interesting feat, but the specific Mayan thing is kind of for me. So I'm going to give this one I'll give it a 6.5. It's fine. It's not great. It's not blowing me away in any means, but it's okay the whole way through. But I do feel like it's just set up for a future thing more than it is a story on its own.